ahead on 12 News, advice for teens looking for a job.
But what we're looking for really are upbeat, friendly, energetic.
Then, 3 million reasons why students in the Osseo School District are celebrating. But first, on the ground and in the air, the search for a child that involved hours of police time. 12 News starts right now. A large search took place today for an 11-year-old Brooklyn Park boy.
Police were on the ground and in the sky for hours looking for the child who did not come home from school Thursday evening. Police say Chelson Orock left his classroom at Palmer Lake Elementary at the end of the school day on Thursday. His parents called police after 8 Thursday night, and police started an extensive search that centered around Brookdale Park.
I do understand that he has done this once before, about a year ago, where he left school and he was found a number of hours afterwards, approximately 1 mile away from the school. But this is unique now because we've had so much time elapsed since the time he was reported missing.
Police called off the search around noon on Friday after they found the boy at a Brooklyn Center apartment complex. Police would not release any other details, citing privacy concerns for the family. Teenagers looking to make some extra cash this summer will have a slightly easier time trying to find a job than in years past.
State labor officials say we are emerging from the recession, which is helping the labor market across the board. But as Delane Cleveland reports, the teen unemployment rate is still high.
I'm working produce, just stacking apples.
One by one,
just stacking away.
18-year-old Gabe Anderson stocks produce at the Golden Valley Byerly's.
I'm usually a cashier, but I'm enjoying this.
It's an important job.
Jazz apples, straight from New Zealand. So yeah.
And Gabe says he's happy to do it.
I really like working here too, because the people are great, managers are great, and it's a really fun environment.
He's one of about 25 teenagers who work at the Golden Valley location. And compared to others his age, he's one of the lucky ones.
A lot of my friends don't work. And I mean, they're trying to get jobs, but it's tough.
There's so few jobs out there.
According to officials from the Department of Employment and Economic Development, teen unemployment is high compared to the rest of the state's workforce.
In March 2013, it was about 18.9%, compared to the overall population at 5.5%. So you can see there's a huge disparity there.
She says that disparity exists because jobs are scarce and teens lack experience.
You know, they don't have a track record of employment, and they're less experienced at looking for work.
Meanwhile, back at Byerly's,
We have a lot of teenagers that apply and work for us.
Teens consist of 15% of its workforce, and officials from the Human Resources Department say even a little experience can go a long way for a teenage applicant.
Volunteer experience, babysitting, shoveling, mowing lawns, helping your grandparents. I mean, all of that can be used to demonstrate a work ethic.
Oh, cool.
Gabe was fortunate enough to have some experience on his resume as a caddy and writer for his school newspaper.
So I think they like that.
In turn, he landed a job that worked well for his schedule, one that he hopes to keep for years to come.
I hope to stay here. I really like it here, so.
In Golden Valley, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Well, the teen unemployment rate is at nearly 19% today. In 2009, it was 25%. Well, good news if you're thinking about fishing in the Mississippi River this summer. A new report says the river is the cleanest it's been in decades. 40 years after passage of the Clean Water Act, experts say efforts to improve water quality are making a dramatic difference.
If we came out here in 1926, the fish survey done at that time would have found 2 living fish in this river, all the way from Hastings up to the St. Anthony Falls lock and dam. And today we see a river that's brimming with life. It's got fish. Bald eagles have returned to the river. Mussel populations have returned to the river. So we've made dramatic progress just in the last few decades.
But the river is always changing, so organizations are still challenged on finding ways to stop invasive species as well as sediment from runoff.
Get ready for traffic backups if you head north on Highway 169 through Brooklyn Park. Northbound 169 will be reduced to a single lane from 77th Avenue to 101st Avenue. The lane closure will last through June 10th. Single lane traffic is necessary as work crews continue work on the new interchange at 169 and County Road 30.
The Zanewood Recreation Center in Brooklyn Park is a busy place and about to get busier this summer. Before the summer is over, officials hope to build a new basketball court on what is now an open field on the north end of the building. They have an indoor court, but it is in very high demand.
We play indoors, but we also share the gym with multiple organizations. And in the summertime, we have basketball programs. We can now bring pickleball outside. And with the number of youth and community members that come to the facility now, we see a high demand from the kids to use that space and to build that space.
Zanewood has gotten a lot busier since they first opened their doors to youth 4 years ago. Last year, officials say there were 70,000 visits to the facility. Now they're in the early stages of planning for an expansion.
Brooklyn Park Drive-In is busy once again. Wagner's Drive-In reopened Friday morning after being closed for 2 weeks. The owner had to repair plumbing and appliances in the kitchen after a car crashed into the building. Customers packed the parking lot during the lunch rush, and servers say they were relieved to get back to work.
Because I kept withdrawing money instead of not knowing when my next check's coming, when I'm going to deposit anything.
Owner Jim Wagner says city inspectors, local businesses, and volunteers helped him reopen as quickly as possible.
A group of Osseo students are earning big bucks and they haven't even graduated yet. Osseo High School honored 20 scholarship recipients in a ceremony on Friday morning. Altogether, their awards total more than $3 million. They include local, national, and athletic scholarships.
They've worked hard academically, they've worked hard athletically, and them being rewarded with not having to worry as much about how to pay for college it's rewarding to us as well.
One student earned a full ride through the Gates Millennium Scholars Program. Only 1,000 students are chosen for that prestigious award. Congratulations to all of them. Well, coming up, a local musician known as the gunslinging guitar player.
That's next in Weekend Showcase. And then a little later in sports, a local boys golf team is on its game as they qualify for the state tournament.
But first, it's your AccuWeather forecast.
They're not even in grade school yet, but some 4- and 5-year-olds are already graduating with basic knowledge of 5 different languages.
That's Spanish for good afternoon and welcome from soon-to-be graduates of a Plymouth Child Care Center. Kids at the center learn language basics in Spanish, French, Italian, and Mandarin. The center's director says teaching foreign language to kids at this age gives them a leg up and helps with development.
It's not necessarily that we expect they're going to leave here speaking, fluent languages, but they're continuously bombarded with different languages and different categories of languages, and they really explode their language that way.
American Sign Language is also included in the center's curriculum. A local musician is making a name for himself across the Midwest.
But he always makes time to come back to his roots. Renee Bonneau shows you how you can catch the sounds of Cole Allen in today's Weekend Showcase.
He's known as the gun-slinging guitar player, serving up a mix of blues and rock. But while his sound is influenced by the likes of Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan, Cole Allen's music career was inspired by someone right here at home.
My dad's a musician, he's a guitar player. I just remember going to his shows when I was a little kid and just kind of being mesmerized by the experience of it all.
I could never let you go.
The North Minneapolis native has toured in Wisconsin, Iowa, and South Dakota, but he says there's nothing like playing at home.
I love playing around here. I get to see my friends and hang out with people I know, so that's always cool.
Bandmates Craig Williams on bass and Paul Peterson on drums round out the Cole Allen Band, which makes frequent stops at Maple Tavern in Maple Grove. But if you can't make it to a show, you can listen to their debut album that's about to come out.
9 songs, all original songs that I wrote.
Instead of sitting back and enjoying his success, Allen is looking forward to a busy summer.
We're just getting ready to release this thing and get out there on the road and see what we can do and have fun.
For Weekend Showcase, I'm Renee Bonneau.
Cole Allen is performing Saturday night at the Eagle's Nest in Robbinsdale and next Wednesday at Maple Tavern. His self-titled album is available on Google Play and also on iTunes on June 4th. So local boy makes good, comes back home.
Yeah, he plays like I'd like to.
Right.
That'd be fun.
Isn't that the truth? Coming up, a garden that's not only appealing to the eye, but also appealing to the tummy.
But first in sports, highlights from a busy day in prep sports, including winners at section track and field. John Jacobson with that and more when we come back. Getting down to the end of the season, but for Maple Grove softball, the season is extended.
Yes, it is. Another week, which is not unfamiliar for them. They are continuing to play. For the third time in the past 4 years, the Maple Grove softball team is in the state tournament. The Crimson had to rally to win in the section final. Maple Grove meeting Coon Rapids for the 5-3A title. Top of the first, and the Cardinals get on the board. Kate Fredrickson hits a ground ball the second. The Crimson gets the out at first, but Shayla Huffman scores in the play. It's 1-0 Coon Rapids. Crimson pitcher Sydney Smith struggled early in the game, but her defense helps out here. Second baseman Taylor Bratton grabs the line drive, throws to Taylor Meyer at third to double off the Cardinals runner. Coon Rapids pitcher Allie Habel kept the Crimson off the board for a long time in this game. Right fielder Sarah Brenda makes a nice grab in right field, taking a hit away from Sammy Sadler. It's 1-0 through 4. But in the fifth, the Crimson tie it and go ahead here. Sadler singles to left field. That scores Tess Wilner from third, and it's 2-1 Maple Grove. Smith follows Sadler with an opposite field single to right. Abby Bonnell and Sadler score. The Crimson get 4 runs in the inning. They go on to win 5-1. Maple Grove meets Bloomington Jefferson in the state Class 3A quarterfinals next Thursday. Track and field athletes in Section 6AA were battling for places at the state meet. Cooper High School, the site for the section meet, and they're off. The Hawks, Ashanti Payne competing in the discus, is best 152 feet even. Payne places third in the event and just misses state. The rest of these athletes are state qualifiers. Armstrong Jesse Cusisto, best toss in the discus, 153 feet 9 inches, and that's good for second place. Emily Delaney of Armstrong goes up and over to clear 9 feet 11 inches in the pole vault. Delaney later clears 10 feet 5 inches to place second for the Falcons. To the track events, Jeff Borchard anchors Wayzata to a win in the boys 4x100 meter relay. Trojans freshman Ruby Stauber hangs on to win the grueling 400 meters for the girls in 56.55 seconds. Brother versus brother here. Wayzata's Michael Smith edges his brother James with just over a second in the 400 meters. Both guys on to state. Wayzata wins the boys team title ahead of Eden Prairie, Hopkins, and Edina. Host Cooper is 7th, Armstrong 9th, and Benilde 13th. The Wayzata girls finished second at Champion Minnetonka. Eden Prairie is 3rd, Hopkins takes 5th, Armstrong 8th, Benilde 9th, and Cooper 14th. Spots in the state golf tournament were on the line Thursday. Ridges at Sand Creek, the site for the 2-day Section 6 3A tournament. Paul Vogt of Hopkins is on his way to state. He shoots rounds of 69 and 76 to make the tournament as an individual. Also making state, Benilde St. Margaret's Riley Gannon. He shot a second round 76 after a first day score of 73. Armstrong is one of 4 teams to make the cut from day 1 to play on day 2. Falcons' Cole Sofa teeing off at number 13 there. The Falcons place 4th in the tournament. After a great drive on the par 3 17th, Will Holmgren rolls in the short birdie putt. He shot an even par round of 72 on Thursday. His brother, 8th grader Van Holmgren, on the tee on the 15th hole, which he would par. Van shot rounds of 75 and 73. Near the team scores, Wayzata wins the section by 9 shots over Edina. Both Vogt and Gannon, along with the Wayzata team, advance to the state tournament. Day 2 of the 6-3A girls tournament is Tuesday. The Hopkins baseball team is battling back in the losers bracket in Section 6-3A. Indoors at the Dome as the Royals face Bloomington Jefferson. The Jaguars take the early lead. Kyle Lynch slices a single to left. Nicholas Shepard scores 1-0 lead, and they had one more in the frame as well. Hopkins responds immediately, though. J.T. Den Hartog with a single to center. Eric Edlin scores. It's 2-1 Jefferson. After the Royals tie it, they go ahead here. Rory Ritz drops a Texas Leaguer into short center. Den Hartog scores 3-2 Royals after 1. The scoring pace slows to the 6th inning. The high pitch here gets away. Dan Hartog scores. The Royals are back in front 4-3. It goes to extra innings, and another errant pitch scores the winning run. John Cherry scores to give Hopkins a 5-4 win. Armstrong beat Benilde 5-0, so the Falcons and Royals play Saturday, along with Wayzata still alive in that tournament. They're in the winner's bracket. They'll be playing Saturday morning at 9.
All right, thanks a lot, John.
Still ahead, tips to turn your garden into a tasty treat.
We'll be right back. Fruits and vegetables are not only great to eat, they can also liven up your landscape.
Sonia Goins goes in the garden now to show us some edible ground cover.
I'm at Bachman's in Plymouth with Susie Bachman. Hi. Susie, hi. What do we have here?
Well, we have some wonderful veggies and herbs that you can use in your landscape as a border. If you were going to do a flowering border or a little ground cover, you can use lettuce. We have some Swiss chard or arugula. You can line your perennial bed with those, and they look great. They provide different foliage textures and color, and you can eat them all summer long. Just keep going out there and harvesting them and bring them in and have a nice, tossed salad.
Even strawberries, huh?
Strawberries. So if you want a great ground cover, if you're having a problem with weeds growing or just a hill that the soil is eroding, grow some strawberries. They mat wonderfully, hold the soil in. I mean, who wouldn't want to just go amongst a strawberry field and, consume all the sweet sun-ripe strawberries?
And they take over your yard too, don't
they? Strawberries have runners on them, so they do spread, and you can find them all over the place. But if you have an area in your yard where you want that, you want a true ground cover, that's kind of the definition of it. Plant a strawberry, and it's a great edible ground cover.
Great.
So you can also use them as perennials or shrubs. Rhubarb is a beautiful plant and has nice big leaves. It's very full and dense. So amongst your perennial garden, it would be a beautiful addition. And if you've got those strawberries nearby, you can just whip up a strawberry rhubarb pie, which, all your friends and neighbors would think is absolutely yummy.
Sounds perfect.
But you can also grow blueberries or raspberries where you would normally plant a shrub. So the thing to remember with blueberries is they do like a more acidic soil. So you would have to amend the soil so it's more acidic. But they serve as wonderful shrubs, will keep bearing fruit for you, and just a beautiful plant as well.
Susie, thank you so much. For more information on this, just go to our website, 12.tv.
And the biggest thing they tell us to remember about raspberries, blueberries, and other small fruit is that they need at least 6 hours a day of full sun. And this year, that might be hard to get.
Yeah, just 6 hours.
Yeah, right. That'll do it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Have a great weekend.